Now let's do an exercise involving updating some state that's a little more complicated. I've made this simple app using Create React App. Let's take a look at the code. So this app just has one component called app, and you can see in our constructor we have state, which is an array of instructors, and our array of instructors contains objects. Each object has a name and a hobbies array. So definitely much more complicated than the first piece of state we saw where we just had a string. And then down here in our render method, we'll just loop over that array of instructors and display the instructor name and then display the list of instructor hobbies. So what's your goal for this assignment? Well, your code should randomly select an instructor and then randomly decide to remove that instructor's hobby. So let's say that Matt was randomly selected, and then one of those hobbies should be randomly removed. Let's say that random removed hobby happens to be math. So after your code has been loaded for 5 seconds, math should be removed and all we should see is D3 for Matt. Now if I refresh that page, a different hobby should be randomly removed from a different random instructor. So the basic setup for this code would be at the bottom of this constructor function, I'm going to have a set timeout. That runs in approximately 5 seconds and does something to update the state. Make sure you use an arrow function here. We want to make sure that we preserve this in our callback function so that this.setState refers to the right this. We'll see this more, but just for the time being, make sure this is an arrow function, not a normal function. And one more piece of advice, make absolutely sure that you don't modify anything directly in this.setState. Remember what we talked about in our pure function examples in the last video. All the objects that you update using setState must not modify the original state. So good luck with that, and then we'll see a solution after you give it a try.